Howdy everybody, it's Nomix here, bringing you another StarCraft 2 cast. This is a 1v1 on Tal'Darim altar, and we have spawning in the top right hand corner Eradicus, our red Protoss, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner is Neiko, our blue Protoss. This is Tal'Darim altar, so we're looking at cross positions, a very long rush distance, probably not a lot of things going to happen in the early game. Tal'Darim Altar does have 4 Xel'Naga towers, which is going to make maintaining map control a little bit more difficult on this map compared to other maps, and the size of this map alone does make it difficult to maintain that really important vision in the mid to late game, which gives you the ability to kind of counter your opponent and anticipate their moves. You see both players scouting. Looks pretty even. Protoss v Protoss tends to be a very mirror match in the early couple of minutes. Looking to see some build variation, maybe around the 3-minute mark or 4-minute mark if I'm being optimistic. Not to say that early Protoss is boring, it's just boring. Moving right along. See, both players are definitely not going to scout each other first, but this is good. They're both scouting in the direction that I would expect somebody to scout. I always like to scout counterclockwise. Not really sure why. It's just, you got to pick one direction or the other. You don't really want to flip-flop between the two, especially on maps where spawn positions aren't regulated. See the blue Protoss getting down his gateway. Timings all look reasonably the same. If you look at income, neither of the players have gone to getting their gas just yet. Neiko just finished his gas, but there we go, he's starting to mine from it. Just not too much going on right now. Cybercore going down for the blue Protoss. Cybercore's being a little delayed for Eradicus. See, we got the 3-minute mark, maybe see some variation. Nope, no variation. Cybercore. Probably going to see 4 gates out of both players. That's just a prediction, but it's a well-educated prediction. Neither of them are walling off, as you can see. And when a Protoss doesn't wall off, it usually means that they're going to go some kind of open aggression. They have to be able to defend their base with their units instead of actually relying on a wall-in to keep anything from pushing into the base. You see, Eradicus sending out his first Zealot. He's going to be just kind of wandering around into the middle of the map. Eradicus still has his scout, as does Neiko, so they're still pretty aware of what's going on in each other's base right now. See, Eradicus definitely going to chrono boost out that warp gate. Neiko, on the other hand, is chrono boosting out a Stalker, which I think is an excellent decision. Is this Zealot down here, he's going to get sniped, and that's going to be a free 100 resources that Neiko could use in a mirror match like this. Any resource advantage you get is huge in a mirror match. See Neiko dropping down a Forge while the opponent continues to go for the traditional 4-gate, it seems. Neiko's going to be doing something interesting, maybe rely on the Forge for an expand? Not sure just yet. He does notice the Zealot, and Eradicus trying to get a pylon out of here, trying to get some kind of contain with a reinforcement pylon, but not gonna do it. So this should tell Neiko right away what's going on. He's gonna start to look around for those other proxy pylons, I hope. Because once you see someone try to put a pylon right in front of your base or near your base, or try to hide one around your base, and you haven't seen a lot of units out of them, and it's 4-gate usually pops at around the 6-minute mark, so you'll see it anywhere from the 3 to 6-minute mark. That should tell you a little bit about the build. He's being risky with this pylon because he's not using his units to back it up as much. He knows Neiko's got a little bit more of a force out. Stalker, Sentry, Zealot definitely beats Sentry's or Stalker, Zealot. Neiko's not doing too much with the scouting anymore. It looks like his probe got nuked. Eradicus, well, here's the thing, guys. If it didn't work the first time, you gotta try again, and again, and again, and again. I mean, you still got time. Look, 6-minute, 30-second mark. Nah, you've got plenty of time. 4-gate, easy. See Neiko getting out that +1 to attack, which is going to be really good, especially when these units of Eradicus start to push in. Looks like Neiko hasn't dealt with these pylons, though, so that's going to be pretty important. Good force field placement there, going to keep his force away for a little bit longer. It's a shame that warp-in range of the pylon doesn't reach past these force fields, otherwise I imagine Eradicus would be having a little bit more fun. He's going to start pushing in now. Neiko definitely has some extra forces, but not quite. There we go. Now Neiko's got the production capacity, both warp gates, all 3 warp gates in Act 2. We see Eradicus moving in, getting a little bit split, but not enough to keep Neiko from losing most of his units. If Eradicus's pressure continues, I don't know if Neiko can handle it. Eradicus needs to be making way more units than this. He had the advantage right up until Neiko pushed him out of his main again. Had he just kind of slipped past, I would have tried to do some economy damage while Neiko's forces were low, but it looks like it's not really going to pay off for Eradicus. Neiko just being way too cost efficient here for Eradicus to get much out of that attack. This 4-gate, I would say, has pretty much failed him. He should try to transition out of it as soon as possible because he's not really getting any use out of it. Neiko's going to probably expand after this. Now that he feels safe, he's going to be able to nuke these 2 pylons here. Eradicus building a 3rd pylon. This is an excellent strategy. Build more pylons in front of your enemy's base, and don't really build cannons to defend them, just build lots of pylons. I hope he's not relying on those for supply, and he totally is. That is so stupid. Sorry, Eradicus, but it's true. You see Eradicus microwaving back to these pylons, and he's got a veritable forest of pylons. It's the pylon forest. I wonder if they have midgets. Oh, they do! Look, it's a little zealot midget. He's not really a midget, but in my head he is a midget. And Neiko continuing to hold this push. He's just kind of chilling out. Continuing to warp in units. He really should be increasing his production capacity. He's sitting on way too many minerals. There you go. He's starting to realize that 4-gate, it's still in full swing. Eradicus having plenty of minerals to continue this assault and continue to contain Neiko and make him feel unsafe again. He should have followed up once he saw these extra pylons, because that's a lot of resources that Eradicus didn't spend in units or in economy. See Neiko chrono boosting out those warp gates, getting that production back online. A Twilight Council going down, maybe getting Blink or Charge? Probably Charge to help back the army up. It looks like Eradicus is going to definitely stick with these Stalkers, and given the pressure, Neiko's probably got a good idea that Eradicus hasn't had time to tech. As if you see your opponent continuing to build units, there's one thing you can be sure of, because these Stalkers, they cost minerals and gas. So there's one thing you can be sure of, is that he's not spending his money in tech. He's not getting Blink, he's not getting Robo, he's building more units, and he's trying to kill you. This is an all-in strategy that is terrible. He should have walked off of this strategy at about the 8-minute mark and moved into something more interesting. Meanwhile, Neiko is going to continue to tech up. These charge lots are going to prove to be absolutely devastating if he can get enough of them out. You see another gateway going down for Neiko. He definitely needs to build more gateways. He just doesn't have the production capacity. Oh, and there we go. There's the GG. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody.